Can I share with you all a fun little hypothetical of mine? As early as 2022, I was thinking about how I would finance my streaming career, rather all of the auxiliaries, right? At some point, you become big enough that you need an editor, you need a PR person, a manager, and thinking loftily, I'd already been thinking about that since before I started streaming, or at least within the first couple of months of my streaming. And I was briefly reminded of my little master plan when I was watching Internet Shaquille's video about uploading a short every day and what that did for his channel. In posting a short in a format that was very popular every day for a month, made $7,000. And immediately my brain went to, so if I pay an editor $50, $75 per short for every day, I would be able to keep a little bit more than half my revenue. And I thought myself very smart because apparently I'm the first person to understand how capitalism and exponential labor works. But no, these plots, they don't begin on the goal of making money necessarily, but they exist on allowing me to do the part of content that I love, right? And people say that there is a necessary amount of work that one must do in order to see the end of their product. We idealize this idea of the creator who does it all, right? Early Markiplier, so many beginning creators who do not have a team behind them, so must do everything within their means. And we see a beauty in that because they're a one-man show, or a one-woman show, or a one-person show. They record, they edit, they produce, if they're making music, they mix, they tune. If they make an animated video, they animate, they keyframe. If they're an artist, create assets. And the more they do, the more spectacle that is. And especially if they love that, especially if that's what they're put on earth to do, to be this one-person show. It is absolutely brilliant, but I understand also that that expectation on people is a bit high, right? Many people are in the one-person produced Markiplier business, but ideally, I like to think of myself in the game theory business. I'd like to think of myself as a kind of person who would build a team of trusted people around them, the same way that Extra Credits would have as well. And that doesn't mean giving up my vision, no. That means being able to do the parts of content creation I like to do, which is, well, I like to yap. And the time I spend editing pulls from that, draws from that. I am less able to yap because I need to work on that stuff. I would like to stream. I like streaming a lot. And that's not to say I don't like YouTube, but I'd like YouTube to be a more integral part. More, not integral, but integrated part. I'd love for there to be more synergy between say, VODs and Clips channel and my Twitch channel. And different projects would require different teams or different effort investments from myself. But I don't know how many people also desire this. I think we have this issue in our heads where we assume that the way we would love to do things is the way that people generally do, and when people are not in the loop, they're somehow aberrant. But I can't help but feel as though some of you like being the one-person show. A buddy of mine works themselves to death because they're so precious about their vision, and it's simultaneously something that I admire and am jealous of, that ability to have such a pure and excitable vision, as I am sort of eye-rolly, because great man history is wrong. Because while there were key actors, all meaningful great change occurred from several different people working in tandem. And of course, I don't have the money right now. I guess I'm already subcontracting to a smaller degree. Certain assets, very few of them, the majority of them are self-produced, but certain assets are commissioned. The model that I told you about that I spent $1,000 on is also commissioned. And in a way that is a kind of subcontracting, no. But this is all just fantasy, right? I don't have the current finances to create a media conglomerate by myself. But if that is ever in the cards in the future, I already have plots of how to do it. At low level, if I'm making $7,000 odd on shorts, I'd make the bounty for shorts to be $50, $70 and just keep bumping it up as the profits increase. I would be so excited to have a highlighter who, like Otsadorova's videos, takes the best moments of the week, whether they be clipped or whether they be moments of just thought and intention and talk, and condense them into their own sort of videos. So if you are a 10-minute talker, if you are a person who enjoys my rambles, the rambles that I have on stream aren't lost. If you're a person who likes to watch me scream, then those are also in their own clip. And gosh, would that be fun to have that process set, to have my work live beyond me, not only in the heads of the people who watch me, but also that in my off hours it is still growing, it is still working. The labor of love that is content creation is something that begs to be optimized. I think it was Ludwig who said that streaming is the only form of content creation where 1 hour in goes into 1 hour out. And as we go into more complex, interesting pieces of media, we often see diminishing returns. But I don't want to stop creating. I don't want to create less because I can't spend 24 hours a day on my work. I want to have infrastructure so I can meet these goals of mine. And I want to clarify, this is not me being a 25-year-old thinker. In my way, I'm slowly working towards all of these different goals, and I understand that they are an objective, not a fantasy to live in. What's wrong with a dream? What's wrong with a little dream? No, I can already see it now. My ideal, and also what steps I need to get there. And we're getting pretty close to some of my end-of-year goals, to be honest. I think we're on trajectory. That makes me excited. Ding, 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 10 minutes.